If you're running a PI firm and your website looks fine, but the phone isn't ringing, I'm going to show you how to audit your own website like an SEO expert and find out exactly why the cases are going to your competitors instead of you. Most firms opt into some free generic SEO audit and end up with a 50-page PDF that nobody ever reads. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple PI specific audit in 4 key steps. 1, how Google sees you. 2, how local clients see you. 3, how your money pages perform. And 4, the 3 key fixes I'd prioritize first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly look up car accident attorney in Miami, and let's use a website as a key example. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to page 8 and pull up a random one, because obviously if they're on page 1, they're probably going to be optimized. So let's just pick a random result from page 8 here, and we'll do a little bit of an audit and see why they're not specifically ranking on page 1. So we'll go with these guys over here. And basically you want to open up the page and start taking a quick look over it. We'll go into the content in a second, but one of the first things that you can do is go to Google and type in site : and then paste in your URL. And what that's going to do is it's going to show you basically how Google sees your website and how it's being displayed. And from here, you want to take a look at this and just see if you can notice anything unusual about the website. Like, are there any weird links or pages that shouldn't be popping up? You know, are there some URLs? Are the page titles here, which is one of the things you want to be paying attention to? Is there something wrong with them? What is showing up here? See if there's anything unusual or anything wrong that could be indicating a technical error or some kind of problem. That's the first thing that you want to quickly go over. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to pull up this keyword, obviously, and go back to page 1, and then take a look at the map pack here and see, are you ranking here as well? Because these are very much correlated. If you're ranking in the local pack, there's a very good chance your website's probably ranking in the organic results as well. Not 100%, but oftentimes they are pretty closely linked. Now, if we take a look at more businesses, let's just expand it and see, we're looking for Boyer's Law here. And upon a quick glance, I don't see it ranking here either. So this could indicate a bigger issue because they're not ranking here either. So let's open up a quick new tab and look up the actual business name, which is another thing you could do here as well, and find the listing. So one thing I'm seeing here immediately is that they've only got 20 reviews. If we take a look at who's ranking on page 1, you can see we're talking 1.2 thousand, 630, 280, 260. So obviously there's a big discrepancy in reviews there, which is one of the key ranking factors of the Google business profile itself. And so therefore, this is a pretty obvious thing that would need to be resolved if they want to stand a chance at ranking here. The other thing you want to look at is the classification. For example, they've got attorney. You would probably want to try and get personal injury attorney. So for example, if we click one of these, you can see that you got personal injury attorney as the category. These guys have attorney. That's not as specific as it could be. So they would want to suggest the personal injury attorney as the main one if that's what they're targeting as the main core service. They could put a lot more photos up. There are a few photos, but I would recommend doing a lot more than this. You can also see that some of these photos are from a few years ago, 5 years ago. So that's not helping either, both on the Google side and on the user side. So really they would need to do a bit of an update of this profile to help get it pushed up in the results. Now, if we go back to this money page, which is basically the main page they want to be targeting for car accident attorneys Miami, there are a few things here that need to be looked at. So the very first obvious one is the title. So we want to make sure that the title is actually correct. So that's a H2. This is a H1. So this is the main heading on this page. And you can see that they've got Miami car accident attorney. So they do have the main keyword in there, which is good. Now, the second is the content depth. Now, this is a fairly long article. I wouldn't say it's thin as such, but it's probably not as in depth as some of the main page 1 results will be. So if we open a page 1 result, let's say, for example, the very top result, and we compare that, and we'll just quickly scroll down, you can see how much more in depth this page actually is. There's a lot more information here. It's a lot longer. Now, word count itself is not necessarily the only thing to look at, but it is one of the things. And so these guys obviously have a much more in-depth page here. And I'll bet you some of these other ones will as well. So if we go to this one, yeah, and they've got video and it's quite a bit longer. You can see this one is also longer. So basically this is starting to look like they need a lot more word count to even compete to begin with. Now, another thing I want to make a note of about the content is that if you take a look at this content, it's all informational based. So what are the major causes of car accident injuries in Florida? How do defective automobiles cause accidents? They basically all sound like blog titles, like topics of informational blogs that you would post, not necessarily answering the search query of the car accident lawyer and how they're going to help them. You can see so far we don't really see anything about what they do, what services they offer, why would you hire them versus some of the other attorneys. It's actually all very informational. And I would argue that one of the key problems with this page is the fact that this intent of the content is informational rather than commercial, as you would see on, for example, this one, which was all who we are, what do we do, the areas we serve, why choose us. That is the kind of content that you want to see, especially at the top on a commercial-based service page, otherwise known as the money pages, where you're basically promoting your service. And also Google is looking for that on these types of pages because it knows the difference between the intent of the keyword that people search. So that's a key thing you need to pay attention to as well. Now, the next question is, do they have internal links going to other articles? They do have links, but they're basically going out. So one thing we want to take a look at is, do they have any supporting content? So far I'm not seeing anything here linking out. So what I'll do quickly is just pull up the sitemap and see, do they have any supporting car accident content? So if we take a look at the posts, they have some blogs here. So they do have some car accident posts. Actually, they barely have any. They're actually 3. The rest are care or golf cart. So they've only got 3 supporting blogs about car accidents. And now this page, let's see if it links back. It actually links to a different page. So now we're starting to get into some technical SEO errors. So we're starting to see why this is happening. So this is something you could look at yours as well. Do you have supporting content? Does that supporting content link to this key money page that you're trying to promote with that content? In this case, the answer is no. And there's not a lot of supporting content as well. Now, going back to the main page we were looking at, do they have any call to actions here? Well, they have a little bit. They've got this form here at the top, which is a good practice. They don't have any button in the hero section. They don't really have any call to actions in the content. There's no buttons or call us now anywhere. There is up here, but that's very easy to miss and blends in. And then here there is too. So right at the bottom there is, but you have to get all the way down there, especially if you're looking on mobile. Now on mobile, they do have this little call button, so that's a good sign, but there really isn't that many call to actions or incentives to get people to take an action and actually contact them and make it clear that that's what you want to do. So that's another thing that would be improved here as well. This one is a little bit easier and more in your face. They've got a chat. They've got the start chat here. They've got contact us in red. They've got free consultation, which is essentially an incentive to call them. Throughout this page, they've got a lot of interesting visuals as well. They've got things like this, which would be considered a call to action, though this should actually be clickable in my opinion, but that's a side point. They've got the details, etc. So there's more call to actions here, which these guys would need to improve as well. And lastly, are there any trust elements on this page? Any reviews, any badges, things like that? There is kind of down here, but they're more awards, which is not bad, obviously, but you would want to see reviews at the very least, or some kind of case results or studies or something like that, of which there are none on this page. So basically, you land on this page, you've just had a car accident, and all you find is info about car accidents and not really telling you why you should use this firm to help you resolve your car accident injury. So I think it's quite clear to see why this page probably doesn't work very well, and Google's decided obviously that it doesn't, and it decided not to show it on page 1. And these are some of the reasons why. Now, the next thing you can do is a bit of a technical audit to see how fast the website loads. So you would want to take your URL. You want to just go to Google and type in page speed insights, this one here, and you want to put your URL in and click analyze. And this is going to analyze your website. This is a Google tool that's free, and it will tell you how quickly your page loads, and also if it's mobile friendly. So you can see here, we've got the result. We've got the mobile, the desktop. This one actually scores quite high. This is pretty good overall. There's probably some improvement to be made here in terms of the loading speed a little bit. You can see that it takes about 10 seconds for the full page to load, and there's a few things that maybe could be improved, but overall it's pretty good. You can see here, see if you can note any of these errors. None of these errors. This might be something to take a look at, but it's not super big deal. This is rated very well. SEO is okay. So these are minor improvements, but nothing too serious here in this particular case. But this will give you a quick overview. If there's any very obvious errors you need to correct, they would pop up here so that you can make those corrections. Basically, the point of this is not to do a 102-point audit. It's just to see, is Google even going to remotely send any traffic to this website at all? And in this case, the answer is yes. This isn't too bad. So that's just the box you want to tick to make sure that the foundation is good. So if you're invisible for your core PI keywords, your map pack presence is weak, and your money pages are thin compared to your competitors, as we've just gone over, and if you want me to run a deeper audit on your PI firm using the specialized tools that I have, then you can grab a free PI SEO growth snapshot at the link below in the description and in the pinned comment, where I'll personally run a deeper crawl on your website, check your PI keywords and money pages, and send you a short video with the top fixes that I'd prioritize next. And then if it's helpful and you want help implementing all that, then we can talk about what that would look like. If not, then you'll still know exactly what to fix. So go to the description or the pinned comment, click the link, fill out the form there, and I'll shoot that video over to you. Otherwise, hope you found this helpful. Catch you on the next one.